I'd like you to join and let's see how many of you join and then we can have some interactive sessions, please. So, my dear friends, nowadays the artificial intelligence is more in use. Many of people are talking about artificial intelligence. But what are the pros and cons of AI? Let us today discuss with the pros and cons of AI because robots definitely helps, no doubt. That has become today the automation has is an hygiene today, right? In each and every phases. Hi, hello. So in each and every phases of delivery, we face that the AI implementation is very important. But what are the tools? How are we getting impacted in this? How the things are going happening in this? These are all very very important, right? So let's see. After the, I have lot of things which I just wanted to discuss. I am going to have some videos also for you all. I did some analysis. What could the best possibilities? So I'll be coming up with some videos on how well the flywheel is one of the videos which I'll be generating for you all. Then the advantages of artificial intelligence, how well we can try to get that implemented in a very easy way and an easy way of understanding the artificial intelligence because it's a very vast thing. Welcome everybody, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. So, my dear friends, in today's era, artificial intelligence is not only the hygiene, it is a necessity which has become, a day-to-day activity of delivery, right? Many people think that uh, why do we need to have this artificial intelligence in each and every phases? See, my dear friends, let's not get confused too many things, right? Let's be very specific that in today's era, most of you might be using your Copilot or Chat GPT or Gemini, right? So if you are using it up indirectly, that's the use of artificial intelligence, right? You are designing something. Even I, if I am using in my YouTube channels, I try to get something from there. I try to get some information. I design something for my LinkedIn. But what is the right prompt to be given? That is very, very important, right? If you give the right prompt, that's a robot, right? If you don't give the right prompt to the robotic systems, it will not give you the accurate thing which you need. You getting my point? Let me give you very simple. Many of you might have some pets, some dog lovers or so, right? But if you do not train them properly, right, it might be little not be in a good condition, correct? So proper prompt for each and every suppose example you want to design a particular entire phase of a website which is used for e-commerce or for the banking sectors, which needs a lot of data points, right? Without data nothing is possible, right? For a banking sector, if I want to develop something, right, I need to have a proper data set. I need to have, suppose example, the bandwidth of a data, right? Account maintenance is there, or you are having a banking sector in terms of uh, any format, like you take mortgage or a private banking system or the public banking system, right, or any of the services from the banks. Now, how will the artificial intelligence use? I was just figuring it out. I have just tried to come up with one case study, how the mainframe application. Now, most of the banking and financial services, my dear friends, please, you can just drop me a note or something, uh, and say hi or thumbs up. That will be really very nice for me, and I'll be very grateful if you can help me out in this. So, my dear friend, the more important thing is you might be knowing that those who have really worked in the banking sector is concerned, or I'll give you a general, information. Excuse me, that most of the banking sectors in today's era are using, and since a very long time, right, they are using AS400 or mainframe as their, the data storage as there, right? Because too many datas, too many things, and data has to be refreshed on a regular basis of time, and data security is the major thing, right? Data अगर secure नहीं होगा, and if you're not having that security, right, in the banking sector especially, or any of the financial sector, you'll not get the accurate format of the result which you want to deliver to the client or wherever whatever you are building. Suppose I am building a entire website for a banking sector, right, which needs a transformation in such a way, because suppose example the calculations are getting changed. Suppose example that banking sector needs to have the rate of interest get changed from 5% to 7.5%. Now this 5% to 7.5% of the change, right? Hello, 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 how are you? So my dear friend, I was just coming up to the point is that if I want to, if there are any changes, right, in the in the calculation area, suppose example the profit, or the, I'm not sorry, not the profit, the particular interest rate, right, for the loans. Suppose example, let us take a loan. The interest rate gets changed from 10% to 11%, or take example from 5% to 6%, or 6% to 5%, right? Now the changes, definitely it needs the entire data and the calculations has to be changed, right? A lot of things are there, lot of things are there. So if we want to make these changes, the functionality is getting changed, right, my dear friends? When the functionality is getting changed, we also need to look into the impacted areas, that what are the other impacting areas. If this particular functionality is getting changed, then what are the other areas are getting impacted? That's we call as the impact analysis. But I know there are a lot of ifs and buts. I will be, you all might know that we are working in a very, very tight situations, like in an agile format. You get into the user stories, then you work on the user stories. Based on the user stories, you develop certain parameters in terms of your, how to execute those things, mainly into designing or execution or testing, or if you are having a DevOps, let it be the continuous and CI/CD policies, or it is now artificial intelligence. Definitely, now I'm coming into the picture, is the tool has to be aligned in such a way that the major calculations which is already changing, the entire functionality has to be checked properly. Otherwise, and the code which is getting changed as per the change calculation has to be implemented in such a way. That's I called you that the impact analysis, right? We have to check it. If we do not do this, there might be the case, because I am from the delivery excellence team, and my forte is, I started my career in terms of the quality control, maybe into testing, but later on I moved into the quality delivery assurance format. Whether the quality gets were very important. Now I'll be coming these things later on, my dear friends. First thing, if the calculations are getting changed, the API needs to be changed, right? If the API needs to be changed, the API testing has to be done very properly, right? If you are using any static code analyzer, like for any of the static code analyzer, if you see, maybe you're using a Sonar or any of the tools, what will happen is it will really help you to have a proper coding, right? Please have some questions if you need. I'll be very happy to help you out, right? So, and it can be an interactive session, my dear friends, right? बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, right? Maybe I can learn from you all. That will be also very nice. So feel free. This is an open stage and open forum. We'll discuss about the artificial intelligence and all. But I'm focusing mainly now on the banking and financial services, how it is impacting. So, my dear friends, when the changes are there, as per the calculations, the entire functionality has to be rechecked, right? And the coding or the particular framework which is used for the automation needs to have a proper robust system. So if you do not have that robust system, right, then the leakage of the defects can really irritate the customer, right? Very simple. I'm going through a very simple thing. I'm not going to detailing of the artificial intelligence, something like that. I will have a session with you all in the later phase. I'm just coming up with 42001, which I've already discussed in one of my videos, but some more details I'll try to get in touch. But let me finish first with this changes which we are very happening in our day-to-day life, right, in terms of the banking services. Now if these changes are happening on a regular basis, the mainframe and the ES400 are the robust system. Hello everyone. The robust system will help you to have a very proper secured format of dataset, right? And the proper data sets will be provided. Suppose you are doing any transactions, right? Then that transactions will have a proper value of your transactions value. You'll get the entire data sheet, right? And that transactions should have immediately getting updated into the system, right? Correct. This is a very generalized thing, to be honest. But sometimes what happened is, due if you are not having the clarity, I'm again coming back to the very important point which I discussed earlier long back in my main in one of my interaction with you, or the requirement and the scope of your project, right? That has to be very clear, crystal clear, what client needs, what is the need of the client, what exactly the need of the client is. Does client need this to be changed, right? And what are the scoping areas? Suppose you are working in a legacy application and they need some changes. You should ask as much questions as possible with the client and try to understand the legacy application, right? Because what happened is, if you don't ask the right questions in the right direction, what will happen is later on you might face some issues which can create some very disastrous situations and maybe some escalation to the client, right? So the scoping areas has to be very clear. You need to get a particular sign off. Excuse me. And if you are not getting a sign off from the client, you need to have everything in a black and white. Maybe if you are working on a Slack or something, don't get those things, such type of approvals on your chat box. Not at all. Try to get this on your email, right? And get these things done as a note, that if you do not get a reply to this to the email within these many days, you'll take it for granted that it is signed off. Very simple. Because you have sending one reply, the other response, the third response, finish it. Just say that we have replied it, you have not agreed on this. Since you have not agreed on this, we are taking it for granted. See, proper communication with the client on the right mode, raising the right flag on the right node, and enjoying within the team is also very important. Because you see, if you are working with a team for 8 hours or 9 hours a day, right, 6 or 7 days a week, right, my dear friends, we need to relax, we need to enjoy. if you're not enjoying your work. I was at what I was saying about the banking services or any of the services. If there are any changes, you need to get in touch with the entire team. In DevOps, we say as a team, we don't have any separate team also. In Agile also, we don't have any separate team as such. We a testing team or a development team or a business team, everybody are working on the same platform and everybody is aware of everything, right? So if everybody is aware, why can't we enjoy? And that is where artificial intelligence and the tools really help. Too many confusions are there that which tools might be used. Don't worry about. You're using the artificial tool on a day-to-day basis. Even if I am speaking to you all, you guys are watching over there and trying to give me some response. That is also one of the part of our artificial intelligence in some subframe, because this is getting recorded. You are getting the particular response, and the request and the response are happening on the live sessions right now. And maybe this has been governed by some data points of YouTube in terms of the artificial intelligence, correct? Or you're using chat gpt, just I told you, chat gpt, copilot, or you're using gemini or any of the tools. What exactly it is giving? You give a right prompt. Maybe in the backend they have written some code in terms of the Python or any of the tool or any of the languages. But Python is really very, for a machine learning, Python is one of the language which is easy to learn. Even class 7 or 8 students are using Python. So don't get worried about that. Just try and do some copy pasting or something like that, and try to have some download on your machine and try to do some hands on. You'll be loving it all, right? So this was something which I wanted to discuss, and give me a thumbs up whenever you guys are joining, or you can just double tap the screen so that I can get likes on that. Okay, that will be really helping me. So let's have some interactive session, my dear friends. And you can give me in a note that what are the topics which you need. If you need any help in your interviews, I'm there to help you out, not in terms of the technical itself, but in terms of the managerial skills, behavioral skills, your, how you need to present yourself, because your presentations are also very important, right? And try to utilize correct AI tool with your profile. Don't try to get into too many things at a time, that you need to learn this, everything. No. Yes, it is easy to you can learn a lot of things. Learning is not a mandate that you have to learn this and that. If you want to learn AWS, go for that. You want to learn more into ADO, go for it. You want to learn any of the artificial intelligence tool, go for it. But those should be aligned with your profile and should be implemented on your day-to-day activities. So what will happen is you will get some proper hands-on those technologies as well as tools. That will really be helpful. That will be really, and that will give you confidence. Don't worry, my dear friends, please don't worry to do or commit mistakes. As many mistakes which you will do, mistakes will only be done because you are trying. Don't worry what others says, nothing. This is your life, your decisions. You need to learn out of it. But try not to repeat the things again and again. Try to learn of it. Try to do some, backtracking of it. Try to debug that things in such a way that you get valued for it, right? Too many things on the profile, or too many things will not give you any things, because the interviewer will ask the question exactly based what you are having on your CV. So get your profile in such a way that only those things which you can rely on what you want to say has to be very clear, right? And that will give you confidence. First of all, you should enjoy what you are doing in your day to day life, right? And बस हंसते रहना है, मुस्कुराते रहना है, And any questions anybody has, please ask me. I'll be very helpful. I will be helping you out and very happy to help. Or you can put those things in the comment box in any time. You need to ask anything. I'm there to help you out. And what else? Any questions? Okay. So let me have one polling for you all. Okay. Okay, so let me see how many of you are. There you go. The polling is there for you all. Hope you enjoy it. It's not a mandate that this is right or wrong. Your choice. Okay, so that will be giving us, both of you and me, as both of us, a good benchmark so that we can start something, some discussion or some healthy discussion on any of the topics. So be very specific. I have just discussed this, right? Mainframe is used in large banking sectors. Yes or no? It's your choice. Because those who have really worked on the IT banking sector as a domain, they might answer this very nicely. Let me see how many of you are joining. Let me see how many of you join. Okay. So now coming back to the another topic which I will be just having in my videos very soon. My difference flywheel is one of the tool which I just wanted to discuss, right? Because most of the bigger organization, I'll say as Amazon or Tesla, they are using this flywheel technique, right? Now I'll be going this in details in my other other blog, which I'm just trying to do it. But I have tried to put that on my LinkedIn. So if you want to visit my LinkedIn, I'll just put my LinkedIn, uh, you know, URL in the comment box for you all. You can visit my LinkedIn profile also. But the reason is nowadays, my dear friends, there are a lot of confusion which is happening in the market. Is too many things are happening. Many people are thinking that artificial intelligence is something where there are too many questions being asked, whether I'll be able to do it or not, or coding will be required. Coding kya hai? It's a very simple way of, if you're working in IT sector or any of the sectors, you first need to have your core knowledge in a very handy position. Suppose you are in a banking sector, the domain knowledge of banking is important. You are working in an e-commerce, definitely it is important. You are working in insurance, definitely domain is very important. So knowing the domain correctly where you are working can really help you to understand the business. Now, if you know the domain, you know the business, you know the client requirement, you know exactly what the client needs, right? And you know exactly your skill for which you have been asked. You might be a developer, you might be a tester, you might be a project manager, you might be a business analyst, or whatever roles, right? The roles and responsibility goes hand in hand, right? And which artificial intelligence tool matches exactly with your goal is important, my dear friends. There are too many confusion happening. You should be using this, fine. Every sector, every company might have certain things to be learned. You need to learn one or two similar sort of artificial intelligence tool, how it works in terms of the agile or in terms of the CI/CD pipeline. You should be knowing how the code is getting pushed or the pull. You should be having something in terms of your static code analyzer, maybe Sonar on any of the tools. That's it. That will be very handy package for you for any other interview or wherever you are working. Because what if you know these things and you are enjoying your work, बस कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मस्त एकदम ठंडे गर्मी का मौसम है, right? You can have anything, right? Let us go for some cold drinks or something like that. Have some cold drinks on your decks or something. And yes, decks cleaning is also important in some of the companies, so you need to have that policy. But if you're going out for some time, right, if you are having some discussion, maybe because we used to have certain discussion along with coffee within the coffee house or something like that, sitting together having some coffees or some cold drinks and discussing exactly what could be needed, because ideas can be gathered, my dear friends. If four or five people are just sitting closer and you are in a situation that it is not in a win-win situation. Oh yes, thank you, that's one of the brilliant answer, thank you boss, whoever is answering, thank you, thank you, good, good, someone has answered it up, fantastic, thank you. That shows that my my effort is really getting appreciated. Thank you so much, my dear friends, thank you so very much. Chaliye, thank you so much. So my dear friends, IT industries or any of the industry wherever we are working in the current scenario, we all need to enjoy our work. If we are enjoying it, सब मजा आता है. By the end of the day, suppose example, today is your weekend, tomorrow again Kuni Monday, oh sorry, Monday is going to come, right? And then all of a sudden you will be in a very situation, oh kal office jana hai, something like that, some escalations or something. There's a quoting which I have written somewhere, and I used to say these things कि escalation से डर नहीं लगता है साहब, appreciation से लगता है, right? We are not bothered about escalations, but sometimes we are scared of appreciations. Oh, somebody has appreciated me, because that's is something where the reward and recognitions really help to uplift your moral. But you will have to individually fight only with you. If you have to enjoy, enjoy it. If you don't want to enjoy, don't enjoy it. But my dear friend, life is very short, and every phase in too many confusions which are happening in the market. And sometimes it is paralysis of analysis. Too much of analysis. This, that. Arey, theek hai. If it is fine, it is fine. You are a human being, not a robot. But human being has made the robot. Robot has not made us. This is a very simple quoting which I am saying. So, my dear friend, too much of dependency on artificial intelligence is also not good. It's also not good, my dear friend, because if you are doing too much of analysis how the tools will be behaving, or you're writing a code, entire code of a banking sector or any of banking sector, I'm saying because my forte is banking sector, so that's the reason I'm focusing mainly on it. But you're designing any of the website, right? So your domain is very clear to you, you know the layout, you know the functionalities, you know the how the page from the suppose from the registration to the login landing to the landing page, right? You're putting some data on it, try to have some calculations on it, right? And then you're going to the final transaction areas and then coming back to the landing page, or you are saying this is an end to end sort of activities from the starting point to the finishing point and the finishing point to the end starting point, right? In between, a lot of things happens. The data interaction, everything is data, right? Now many people ask us that, okay, we need to be a data engineering or such type of things. Every person who is working in and out on any of the banking sector or e-commerce or insurance or any of the domain, everybody is a data analyst. It's earlier days like 20-25 days you were having simple SQL thing, right? Select a star where from this table to that table, and then you need to do it, or you need to have a joint of two tables, or you are having a relation database from one table to another, or a parent child transactions from one to another. Then it came become ETL processing coming across with ab initio or something. Nowadays the metadata of the metadata, or a lot of data analysis is having when you are using chat gpt. Now, what chat gpt, Gemini or other tools are doing, what artificial intelligence tool are doing, you are having a simple flow chart from where the data will start and where the data will end. Everything is data, right? So how well you are organizing your data, right? In terms of Excel, earlier the Excel sheet is also the data sheet, right? It is also you what how do you find a particular data from one particular cell, right? Control F was one of the control F, and or you want to put some unique name, unique ID, you will get exactly the, you will be landing to the same cell, and you will getting the data, right? If somebody knows something about the Visual Studio, definitely they will be having something. Press F11, go to the uh, you know uh, developers mode of the Excel sheet, try to create whatever logic you want. So, my dear friends, data is the only key area. As much you play with the data, as much you learn the data, that is what the major thing in the artificial intelligence is. And giving the right prompt to the tool is also important. Give the right prompt. Have some, or what you can do is, if you want to use it effectively, any of the tool, like you want to use Chat GPT or Gemini or any of the tools, you can write down those prompts, right? Put them on your desktop or wherever it is, and try to manipulate it as per your need. You will get exactly what you needed, right? But sometime it also gives error. I'll give you one example. I was working with, I have another channel as Animesh Verma Musical Euphoria, right? So I was wondering about, because I'm a fan of R.D. Burman also and S.D. Burman ji. All of a sudden I came to know from one of the tool. I am not blaming anybody as such. I'm not claiming or anything as such. By mistake, the movie which I was, uh, you know, uh, I think it was Gambler, and the music was by S.D. Burmanji, definitely. But somehow or the other, it came about the R.D. Burman. Maybe by mistakes or something might have happened. And I quickly typed it. It's SD Burman, not RD Burman. Immediately I got a, oh sorry Animesh, you are exactly correct. This is SD Burman, not RD Burman. So my dear friends, it is not about missing out something. It is giving the right prompt and try to call out, because they are not exactly correct anytime. This is just an example. And suppose example, you are developing for a certain parameter, right? Or you're developing a website, right? For any of the application. So the functionality as well as the domain and the flow has to be very accurate. And if you're not giving it accurately, it will not design you for the right and the correct environment where you want to work, and the functionality may vary from what you need and what is expected. There may be some delays between the expectations, and that is really really dangerous, because that will give you a lot of defects, right? Ultimately our goal is to minimize the defect, right, from one phase to another. And as many defects you want to decrease from the phases, the escalations to the client, and as for the quality gates between these phases and the review processes will definitely help you to come up with the final filtered and the best code values and the best result delivered to the client. You will be happy just going outside and have some fun with the friends and enjoying. Yes, I did it. That is something where we wish. I used to do it, my friend. I used to do it. For a small bit of success, what you do, you need to enjoy that moment. Don't get over enjoyed, no, but that enjoyment lifts your moral because you have learned something and it's you have done, nobody else, and then your team members. वो जो सक्सेस होता है ना, वो जो टीम बनता है ना, पांच, जैसे अमिताभ बच्चन ने कही थी मुट्ठी, मैं कोई ध्यान नहीं कह रहा हूँ, बट मुट्ठी, ठीक है, ये जब मुट्ठी बन के हम होता है ना, मज़ा आता है काम करने में दोस्तों, बहुत मज़ा आता है काम करने में, क्योंकि जो चीज़ हमें बहुत बड़ी लगती है ना, वो बड़ा आसान हो जाता है। हाँ, आने दो यार, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आती है आने दो, प्रॉब्लम को आएंगे, चाय कॉफ़ी पिलाएंगे और बोलेंगे बस तू निकल, मेरे को काम करना है, मेरे को पता है, आई विल डू इट। ठीक है, चलिए दोस्तों, और भी कुछ अगर टॉपिक्स चाहिए। अच्छा, किसी एक ने ही दिया है वोटिंग, चलिए अच्छी बात है, शुरुआत तो हुई, शुरुआत तो हुई। सो यू कैन आस्क मी एनी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, or you can put drop me in the notes. I'll be very helpful. I'll be very happy to help everybody whoever ask any questions. And if I will not be able to answer immediately, I'll do the research and definitely get back to you. And if I say get back to you, it's not like HR get back to you. I will be definitely come back to you. Okay, so sorry, please HRs, don't take it otherwise. But I'll be definitely answering you back. Now you can ask any of the things whatever you want to ask from me, and I will be very happy in terms of the artificial intelligence you want to know, in delivery excellence you want to know, quality gates you want to know, the review processes you want to know, you want to know the matrices regarding which are the matrices are going to be helpful for you all, or any of the behaviors things, or any situational based questions you need while you are stuck with something, please feel free to ask. I'm there to help you out, guys. I'll be very, very happy to help you out. So I'll wait for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and let me see if somebody has any questions, anybody asks me. I'll be very, very happy to answer those things to you back. And I'll try to be live every weekend with you all, because I think weekend is something. I'll try to be live on Saturdays better than on Sundays, because Sunday के बाद में पुनी Monday भी आता है. So I do not want to get you guys disturbed or something like that. But in between, anytime if you feel anything, just drop me on my in the comment box in my on my channel, and try to just help me out. I'll be helping you out in every aspects, and don't get too much of you know tension or something like that. टेंशन लेना नहीं है, हमारा काम टेंशन देना है, राइट? टेंशन लेके फायदा क्या है, राइट? So thank you every one of you who have joined and you've answered. Thank you so much. Be very happy in your life. This is Animesh Verma once again signing off. Bye bye, Tata from Animesh Delivery Excellence by Animesh Verma. See you, Tata. Good night.